Center of Pakistan and International Relations Islamabad hosted an online conference, titled Cyberspace, the Future Territory of National Security. The conference hosted a diverse group of speakers from Canada, China, Australia, and Pakistan, having vibrant experience in the field of cybersecurity. The purpose of the conference was to gather insights for the national cybersecurity policy formulation for Pakistan. Mr. Awais Sadiq was the moderator of the conference. He welcomed all the panelists and participants and shared his introductory presentation on the cyberspace and security to set the tone of the session.
COPAIR initiates and advocates policies of national development in order to build a sustainable, inclusive, and resilient Pakistan. Our center aims to act as a platform for the engagement of foreign and local speakers to discuss various issues and provide policy recommendations. So, a brief about the webinar. Today, we are having a wide range of speakers from different countries, having different professional backgrounds and vibrant experiences in the field of cybersecurity. The purpose is to have an insight into the national cybersecurity policy formulation for Pakistan.
Mr. Amar Jafri is the former additional DG FIA and a distinguished member of Prime Minister Task Force on Cybersecurity, highlighted the increasing role of cyberspace in our daily lives and how emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, IoT and big data can be leveraged for increasing cybersecurity and employed in cyber warfare. He concluded with suggestion and way forward for Pakistan.
Okay, till is start the presentation. Let me tell you, all of you, briefly about myself. My name is Amar Jafri. I will always be introduced by Mr. Awais. I won't go in detail. Currently, I feel that there's a genuine need for triggering these dialogues we are talking about. Today, we are talking about a domain which is very well discussed in most part of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget that the advanced countries invented all these things for their own defense, for their strategies. We are the recipient of all these advancements. We have yet to think upon it, ponder upon it very seriously, that to what advantage we can use them, to what advantage we should understand them.
Mr. Farouk Nair is the Chief Information Security Officer of Orion, Canada. He talked about the importance of cyber threat intelligence and countering cyber threats and defined modern cyber threat intelligence and what are the challenges to nations.
I shall be sharing my screen, so just bear with me. Okay. So the topic for today that I shall be talking about is importance of cyber threat intelligence in countering cyber threats. I'd like to start off by a famous saying from this book called The Art of War. And I recommend that everybody should read this book at some point in time. I've learned a lot from this book, The Art of War by Sun Tzu. And in this book, there's a famous quote which says that, know thyself, know thy enemy, 100 battles and 100 victories. So if you know yourself and if you know your enemy, you can win almost every battle against your enemy. And remember that battles always, be it 500 years ago, be it 300 years ago, be it 1,000 years ago, was always one based on information or intelligence. And that intelligence led to how you're going to be attacking your enemy from the offensive perspective or from the defensive perspective.
Dr. Aftab Rizvi is the CEO at Risk Associates, Australia. Dr. Rizvi talked about the subject of cybersecurity and challenges to human security. In his presentation, he explained the risks posed by expansion of cyberspace on the individual physical and psychological security.
Right. Thanks again. Thank you very much for organizing this. It's very timely and very important. As Amar Sahab already said, that we need to discuss all of these issues. And one thing I was very glad to see, and again, I would congratulate the team who has organized this, that they're trying to cover the all aspects of cybersecurity. And the title, which is, the topic which was given to me by the team was human security, challenges to human security with cybersecurity. Initially, when we think about these things and, being working so much in cybersecurity, we always feel that, there are problems, there is ransomware, there is an issue with the people don't understand, there is a problem with the password security, and so on, so on.
Mr. Jai Brunelius is the Director of Incident Response at FIRE Mandiant, USA. His topic of speech was National Strategies and Capacity Building for Cybersecurity. He briefed the audience about the National Cyber Strategy, Evolving Threat Landscape, Threat Actors and Capacity Building for Nations.
First of all, thank you for inviting me here. It's an honor to be speaking. I'm such esteemed panelists and speakers here. Thank you so much. I do want to highlight these five. We really, I think the first and foremost thing, we need ownership and stakeholders defined. So Dr. Aftab was talking about figure out what the assets are, define the stakeholders, and going with that. I can't agree more. I think this is a very, very key point because without it, we're going to be all over the place. And the danger there is that nobody will have one, the comprehensive picture. Everybody will have a piece of it. And this is not how cybersecurity works, especially for a nation. You need one central command. And I think once we have that, things are going to be easier for us.
Dr. Zhang Tianzhao is an assistant professor at the Fudan Development Institute, China. Dr. Zhang shared his research on the China's strategic thinking on cyber offense and defense and shed light on the evolution of China's cyber policy.
Thank you for Center for Pakistan and the International Relations invitation. This is also my first time to attend your event. Well, my topic is from offense dominance to defense and deterrence. I'm going to talk about the shift of China's strategic thinking on cyber war. Because this is, in fact, I published the paper last year by the World Scientific Publishing House. So in fact, you can refer to the paper on the internet. And I'm going to talk about the large-scale cyber attack. It might be different from the hacking or cyber espionage issues. I will focus on those large-scale cyber attack against like critical infrastructures and also used as the geopolitical gaming between major cyber powers.
Mr. Jorge Sebastião is the Chief Technology Officer and an advisor on cybersecurity in UAE. He talked about the implications of artificial intelligence on cybersecurity and the role AI will play in cybersecurity system and awareness once it is fully developed.
AI actually has very serious implications for cybersecurity, both on the attack side as well as on the defense side. For many reasons, because in today's information-driven world, data is the key element for decision-making. As far back as about 10 years ago, I introduced an approach towards cybersecurity, what I call a cybersecurity framework, known as the A6 of cybersecurity. So each A represents a key element of cybersecurity. The first A is for assess, the second A is for architect, the third A is for apply, which is implement, the fourth A is for administer, the fifth A is for awareness, and the sixth A is for agility.
Ms. Amna Malik, President Center of Pakistan and International Relations, gave her recommendations on cybersecurity as an issue of national security. She said it is a high time to work on these technologies and incorporate them in national security. She said that we are trying to make Pakistan a cyber-resilient nation.
First of all, I would like to thank all the worthy speakers who participated today, and it's a very informative session for us. I just want to tell you a little bit about our efforts regarding emerging technology implications in national security policy. We have been working, and our research and development team of Center of Pakistan and International Relations is working for many months to develop a comprehensive report on emerging technology implications in national security policy. And our Center of Cybersecurity is working day and night to prepare certain recommendation, which inshallah we will publish soon, and we will share with all our worthy speakers. We are trying to advocate through our seminars, through our webinars, through our research publications, that how important and this is the right time to work on these emerging technologies. In our previous webinars, we just had another international webinar on 17th of October, and we identified certain important cybersecurity breaches, threats, policy gaps, and challenges, and way forward. That how we are facing those difficulties and how we need to address those challenges. As we all know, and it is mentioned by Amar Jafri Saab as well, that we are living in the times of fourth industrial revolution of knowledge, information, and technology. Therefore, cybersecurity should be an integral part of our security strategy. So purpose of this webinar is to ensure a secure and resilient cyber space with the aim to protect information and developing mechanism for cybersecurity and doing the policy advocacy. So today I would like to present certain recommendations. My first recommendation is, Wes, can you move to the next slide, please?
Policy recommendations given by the distinguished panelist will be incorporated in the working paper and shared with the policymakers of Pakistan. In order to contribute in Pakistan's cybersecurity, be cyber aware and spread cyber awareness in your social circles.